It works. It's called reality basing. I'll get into that later. Next on the list. You've been working hard, unfortunately. You've been working hard on all this rather than just allowing it. But you've been working hard all your life. Your spirituality, your humanness, your job, and everything else. We've been together for a long time doing a lot of this. And the interesting thing that's happening, I mentioned it in the last show, the interesting thing that is happening, and I've given it a title, an Adamus title, which I'll reveal in just a moment, and Linda will write down on the board, and she'll know how to spell it without worrying about it. The interesting thing that happens, you've been working on pieces over here, and pieces over here, and pieces under there, and pieces up here. You've been working on all this. Sometimes it's hard to see the whole picture because you're having to inch the human forward a little bit. You're having to inch the biology forward. You're having to struggle to survive and maintain. You're trying to, you know how you move a little over here and you move a little over there. It's kind of like Calder's giving me the bad example of shoveling snow. I don't know where he came up with that, but you know, you shovel a little here, you shovel a little there, and pretty soon you're it all gets shoveled. That's what you're in right now. You're in the place where energies have moved here and they've moved there and they moved there. You're at a point now that I call the directive of fulfillment. I kind of like that. Yeah, would you write that? You're in, and it's my own term, the directive of fulfillment. Now that's a good thing. And I talked about it a little bit at our last shout in Munich, that something changed, something shifted, and what it is, meaning that you've done so much damn hard work, and you've been, you know what you have? You have tenacity. You're stubborn. You weren't going to give up. You're really damn stubborn beings. And that's gotten you through. It's not your effort, it's not your hard work, it's your stubbornness that in spite of all the hard work, your stubbornness got you through. It got you to this point. Now what happens in the directive of fulfillment, and I use the word directive because it's like saying it's like a universal law, but you're kind of making it up for the first time. It's a directive. It's going to happen. Directive also meaning direction, movement of something. It's also a directive like a command. It's like this is going to happen. A directive of fulfillment. You've kind of crossed that line to the point where now, actually, believe it or not, you can glide. Yeah, there's been so much inertia, movement, working, pushing. Suddenly there's a gravitation, and I use the word gravity not just like with Earth gravity, but a movement, a suction of energy. Fulfillment, good, yeah. Good, I like the way that looks. We could fancy it up in a nice graphic for our next meeting or for the shout recap thing that you do. We'll make it look official, like it came from the court, you know, like our law office, the directive of fulfillment. And then people believe it. You make it look, you know, legal. Oh, gosh, I got a directive. So the directive of fulfillment means that there is a gravitational, an energy force that is now in play, undeniable, absolutely in motion, that brings you into fulfillment. Even if you didn't work on anything else anymore, there's enough momentum in everything that you've done, including, and especially including your allowing, that all the forces are bringing everything together into completion, fulfillment. You don't have to work at it anymore. Actually, you never did, but you thought you did. You can take a deep breath and watch yourself go into your mastery, your enlightenment. It's pretty phenomenal, pretty amazing. The mind sitting over there would be chattering, saying, yeah, but you have to do something. No, you don't have to do anything. Well, but you have to do, no, you don't have to do anything. If you want to do something, allow. But there's so much momentum that it's going to happen. That's the really good news. It means it's related to our first session. It means you don't have to work at it. You don't have to mediate it. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to try to be a better person, a more spiritual person, a more intelligent person, any of that. You have a free pass at this point. Now, there should be screaming in the aisles, but I think that pause was disbelief. Is he pulling our leg? Oh, I know what it was. That pause was, he must be talking about the other people in here. It's not talking about me. It couldn't be that. No, you got a free pass. You put in your time. Unfortunately, you put in too much effort. You endured. And now there is such a gravity, a momentum taking place. Don't ask me how long it's going to take, because I know that's your next question. What does it matter? All I'm saying is you don't have to do anything anymore. You don't have to regulate your thoughts, monitor whether your emotions are good. You don't have to balance and check your energies or anything like that. You don't have to do that anymore. The inertia does it. So try this. Rather than trying to resist that natural inertia into enlightenment, rather than trying to fight against it or wonder, is it real? Is it really going to happen? Is Adamus just telling us, just take a deep breath and go with the flow? It's kind of like hop into the canoe and let the current take you this time, rather than trying to build the river, fill it with water, and then fight uphill against it, upstream against it. Well, that's what you've been doing. I got to dig the ditch, I got to fill it with water, make it flow, and then paddle upstream. No, hop in the canoe and let's glide with it from now on. When you're gliding, let's do some music at this point. A little MERABH kind of music. But this is like taking a ride in a canoe, or if you don't like canoes, a rowboat, but with no oars. You don't have to, no oars. Taking a ride down your river of life, with your river of life. And that's a kind of floating along on a sunny afternoon, not having to do anything other than just relax. Wouldn't that be nice? You kick back, and it's a padded canoe, or boat. A lot of times I've seen boats, and they're kind of hard seats, and they're rather austere. But you've created this really magnificent, beautiful boat. It's cushioned. And there's no motor on it. There's no oars, because you don't need them. And you don't even need a little fan to keep you cool, because the breeze from your journey is going to do that. And there's a little mini bar there. And, yeah, and there's nobody else around, so you could be naked. Yeah, and there's no flies around. Well, there are, but they're not going to bother you. Nor mosquitoes, because with no clothes on, you don't want to have to worry about mosquitoes. So this is now your time. It's a beautiful time. And it's a little weird. Just hop in. It's very soft, plush. And by the way, there's some snacks there too, so to enjoy the journey. Now you hop in and you start just floating down the river, and you realize that river represents the momentum, the flow that you've created. It's going right to enlightenment. Now you get to sit in your cushion boat, and you get to actually, for once in your life, enjoy the ride. You get to watch the scenery, the birds, the trees. And there's no hurry, by the way. That's where I say you're wondering, okay, now with the directive of fulfillment, how many days? You know, you're in this nice boat, gliding gracefully in the river. And by the way, there's music on the boat too. It's Yoham, of course, music, yeah. I'm playing nice little sunny afternoon on the river and nobody else around. And you actually get to enjoy the scenery, nature. Look, there's a mama bear and a baby bear playing in the water over on the banks there. Look, there's birds flying everywhere. There's a turtle or two in the water. There's some deer running in the field. You know, you never really took the time to enjoy that. You're just so busy, working so hard, studying, efforting, powering. You know, this boat doesn't need any power whatsoever. It's on a natural current of energy. You get to put your hands in the water and really feel it. You're always paddling against it, but now you just put your hand in the cool water and have that sensual experience and splash a little water over your naked body and smile for once. And you know without a shadow of a doubt that this boat, your I am boat, is going to take you to enlightenment. You don't even worry about it. You don't worry if you have enough food or drink, or you don't worry about getting sunburned on your naked body, any of that. Now it's just the time to enjoy. And you feel a little guilty, like, oh, shouldn't I be doing something? No. You did it already. You put in your time, your effort. You put in all the fears and the hard days. No, now is the time to ride. You know, you put your hand in the water and it feels so good. All of a sudden, your hand feels it's kind of scraping against the bottom. You pull your hand out quickly. You look in your hand and there's gold coins. There's gold coins. You just put your hand in your water. In other words, the abundance is there too. Everything you need is there because you've done so much. You've created a gravity, an energy movement that now cannot be undone. It cannot be undone. I call it the directive of fulfillment, like an official order. It's also kind of now, I guess, what could be your own personal universal law. It's just going to happen. I don't care what forces try to interfere. It's not going to happen, not going to work. If there's external forces, other people, mass consciousness, Palladians. I don't like Palladians. It's not going to happen. There's too much inertia, gravity. This ride is for you to enjoy now. I've said it a few times before, but I'll remind you now. This is going to be the best time of your life. I know there's an eagerness for enlightenment and all the rest of that, but this is the best time. You're fresh out of humanness into transhumanism. But you still have all those fresh reminders and experiences. You're still biology. You still have a certain beautiful innocence about you. This is the best time now, best of all. So I ask you to enjoy it. We'll make up a nice graphic or something for our next meeting or whatever. I like to call it this, that directive of fulfillment. Officially decreed. Not something that comes just from the mind, but this is real. It's going to happen. So just allow. Just allow. And enjoy. Let's take a good deep breath together. Wow. Feel good so far? Good, 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 good.